Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of Exactly Like You Month. And in this video we're gonna take a look at a great solo by saxophone player Stan Getz. If you missed the first episode of Exactly Like You Month, there's a link in the description. And in the first video we're taking a look at a 1940 solo played by Django. And today we're going to look at a solo played by Stan Getz, and that is in a different key. It's in B flat instead of C, and it's also much slower. It's like you could almost call it a ballad or a walking ballad. And for that reason, the stuff that Stan Getz plays is very different from the stuff that Django was playing. Of course, they have a different language altogether, but the tempo also dictates the use of more double time lines, triplet lines, stuff like that. So let's get started with phrase number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Three, 4. If you want to download the tab that you just saw on screen, it's all available for download at my Patreon at patreon.com. And if you join at the lowest tier, which is $5, you can download the tab for this video and for all videos that I produced the past 2 months, which is a lot of videos. And if you join at the $10 tier, you will get access to the follow-up video for this video, because today we're going to look at the first half of the solo and then the second half will be a Patreon exclusive video. And of course, if you join at that level, you'll also get access to all Patreon exclusive videos of the last 5 months, which is a ton of videos. So with this first phrase, Stan Getz sets the mood that he's gonna play a very laid back, very chill, bluesy solo. So this first phrase with this flat 7 really gives a bluesy flavor to B flat. And he starts with a motive. That's the first motive. He's basically thinking G minor, which is something that works really great on top of B flat, right? And if you play a G minor, you play B flat 6, right? Because there's a G in it. Django was doing the same, right? He was playing A minor on top of C. And here we have Stan Getz playing G minor on top of B flat. So he started with this motive based around G minor. Then he has to go to C7. And now he's gonna play that triplet motive twice. Once, twice. And he's playing a C7 triad or C7 arpeggio. And then he continues that motive, that triplet motive, to F7. Notice that he's playing at E flat early. He's still in the C7 bar when he plays at E flat. So if you see that, you might think, oh, that's a mistake, but it isn't. He's just anticipating the F chord. And that is something that is really worthwhile practicing yourself, to anticipate chords. Just be a little early with the next chord so that you're not always playing at the exact same harmonic rhythm as the rhythm section. That can create for predictable solos. So if you early with chords, it's more like a conversation, because now it seems like you're signaling to the rhythm section, let's change chords, even though they're just playing the form. But if you play early, you create that illusion. That's a great effect. Let's go to the second phrase. 3, 4, 1. Three, 4, 1, 2. A very bluesy phrase, you could say it's a typical guitar bluesy phrase, and you can play it very guitaristically with sliding. I wasn't doing that in the video because I tried to get closer to Stan Getz. So I was playing with the pull-off in the clip to create a slur, but you can also just pick it separately. And I was doing that in the slow demonstration. But if I would use this lick myself during an improv, I'd probably go the guitar route with the slides. And then he resolves to the 6 of B flat, and then to the root of the 5 chord. So you really get the idea that the chords are gonna go B flat, F, and that's what's happening on the recording. They play the F7 on the 3rd beat of the last bar. So you get F7 2 bars, and then B flat, F7, and Stan Getz is really outlining that change. B flat, F7, going to the next phrase. Before we go to the next phrase though, I want to once again say that I just released my book. It's now for sale both in the US and in Europe. And I just recorded a little ad for Instagram, and I think it's fun to also let you see it. It's a very short clip. I start with a solo on the tune Ergin, and then I explain a little bit on what the book is about. So here it is, and after the ad is over, we're gonna continue with phrase number 3. Hello everyone, you just listened to a jazz guitar solo on the chords of the tune Ergin. If you are a guitar player and you always wanted to play jazz but had no idea where to start, I have a solution for you. I just released a book called the Van Hemert System, which describes the system I used myself to learn how to improvise, like you just heard. The methodology is completely based on learning a couple of shapes across the guitar neck that will enable you to improvise on every jazz standard you can think of. Of course, it's gonna take a while to become proficient at playing those shapes and how to apply them, but you don't have to learn anything else. No music theory, no scales, no arpeggios, no fretboard identification, no ear training, just learning those shapes and how to apply them. That's what I did myself, and you just saw the result. If you are interested in learning to play jazz guitar like that, and you are in the US, order my book in the web store of jungle-guitars.com. And if you are in Europe, send a mail to this email address. Bye. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. This phrase has a great triplet lick. Of course, we get the pickup, and then we get this phrase. The way to make that sound good in guitar is to keep your fingers down and then play long short. So long short, long short. This phrase is completely based on a normal B flat major scale, but then played as a third scale. So what makes it special is that you play it in triplets. 1, 2, 3. And that creates this nice contrast between something that you would expect to be played in eighth notes. So you get, but now played in triplets, even though the pattern itself is not consisting of 3 notes. The pattern is more a 4-note pattern or a 2-note pattern. And that kind of idea where you take a pattern that is expected to be played in 2 or 4 notes, but you play it in 3 or 6 notes, that creates a lot of interest. Let's go to phrase number 4. 3, 4, 1. Three, 4, 1. This phrase starts with a bend. Of course, Stan Getz is not bending, he's slurring, but it sounded to me like it could be a guitar bend, so I put it in. Notice he's just playing G minor with an added 9. That's an idea that works great on C7 because you get this A, this 13, you get the D, the 9, and then the B flat would be the 7 and the G would be a 5. So it has a good relationship with C7, but it also adds those 2 color notes. And then we get this fast double time phrase, which is not easy to play on guitar. So the nice thing for me is that end where he plays that A major triad to resolve to B flat. So he's thinking B flat diminished major 7, and that would be this chord. And the top is A major, and B flat diminished, especially when you add the major 7, resolves very nicely to B flat. Right, so that's what he's doing in his line. Now this lick would be very hard to play if you play exactly like you, a little bit faster like Django. But I think the principles of this lick are very easy to translate into a standard 8th note 2-5-1 lick, something like. And I will talk about those kinds of ideas in the 4th video, where I'm gonna look at the top licks of each solo I'm talking about. And then a standard resolution. But notice again, he's playing that 6. Again, it's kind of a G minor idea. Just like Django, playing G minor on top of B flat, or in the case of Django, playing A minor on top of C. Let's go to the last phrase of this video. 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2. So here the chord is B flat 7, going to the bridge, which is E flat. And Stan Getz plays this scale, which is an octatonic scale, or you could call it the half whole diminished. That scale. And to make it a little bit more special, he adds an embellishment. But to practice it, I would practice it first without the embellishments. You have to play 1, 2, ba di bi di da da da. 1, 2. First get that rhythm in your head, because adding the embellishment makes the rhythm a little bit ambiguous, makes the triplet feel like it's not a triplet. So first get 1, 2, then add the embellishment, but keep those notes at the same place. And that's a really nice way to play a diminished scale, because usually that scale sounds best or sounds least contrived when you just play the scale. So to make it a little bit more special than just playing the scale, you can add an embellishment. And then we have arrived in the bridge. This was the end of the first part, and I'm gonna make a second part for the bridge and the last A. But that will be a Patreon exclusive video. So if you join my Patreon at the $10 level, like I said before, you get access. There's a link to my Patreon in the description. Hopefully I will see you over there, or I will see you in the next video right here on my YouTube channel for Exactly Like You month. And in that video, we're gonna look at that famous Django solo from 1936. So not the first solo, which was also great, from 1940, but this solo is something special. 1936 Django in the next video. Bye.